All right, folks, we're here in Times Square, and we are going to look at the 7 greatest patriots in American history. The number 7 greatest patriot in American history, Noah Webster, the dictionary namesake. He defined in American English as a way to fight the British. He grew up during the American Revolution. He defined thousands of unique American English words, and his American English textbook was standard in American schools for an entire century. Say the pen is mightier than the sword. Noah Webster is proof. Number 6 is Captain John Parker, who is a veteran of the French and Indian War. He led the Lexington militia against the British Redcoats on Lexington Green in the first battle of the American Revolution. Captain John Parker and the Lexington Minutemen had balls the size of hot air balloons. 75 Minutemen stood up to 750 professional soldiers representing the King of England. The number 5 patriot in American history, Alberta Williams King. She grew up in Ebenezer Baptist Church. Her family, her father, built Ebenezer Baptist Church into a powerhouse in Atlantic culture. It's our National Historic Landmark. Her older son, of course, was Martin Luther King Jr., who was assassinated in 1968. Her only other son, Reverend A.D. King, took over ministry of the Ebenezer Baptist Church. He died mysteriously a year later in his pool. His family says there was no water in his lungs. It gets worse. Alberta Williams King, she was a church musician at Ebenezer Baptist Church. A few years later, while playing organ at Sunday services in front of a packed congregation, a man walked in and shot her dead, murdered her in front of the entire congregation at Ebenezer Baptist Church. The number 4 patriot in American history, Ike. Dwight Eisenhower. Not only was he the Supreme Allied Commander in World War II, organized the D-Day invasion of Normandy. He was a 2-time, very popular president. He was the founder of the Eisenhower Interstate System, our interstate highway system. He signed into law NASA. Dwight Eisenhower had a colossal impact on this country, both as a military and political leader. Number 3 patriot in American history, King Tammany, the patron saint of America, as he was called by the generation that won American independence. He was a Lenni Lenape chief, worshipped by the revolutionary generation. They celebrated King Tammany Day every May 1st. John Adams wrote about it. George Washington's troops in 1778 celebrated survival at Valley Forge by celebrating King Tammany Day with mirth and jollity. The statue of King Tammany is at the center of the United States Naval Academy campus today. He represented the Lafayette Escadrille, the American volunteer fighter pilots who fought for France in World War I. New York's Tammany Regiment fought and died at Gettysburg in the Civil War. King Tammany today is still the face of the U.S. Infantry 2nd Division. Today, King Tammany went on in sports to become the patriotic face of the Boston Braves in baseball, who became the Atlanta Braves before his face was erased, and the Boston Braves in football, who became what was the Washington Redskins. They erased the story of King Tammany to erase the Washington Redskins. Number 2 greatest patriot in American history, you can't leave George Washington off the list, the father of his country. He was the Moses figure in the American biblical narrative, led the American people out of the darkness living under the Pharaoh of King George. Moses crossed the Red Sea. George Washington crossed the Delaware River. That attack and its success was the turning point of the American Revolution, the turning point of American history, and because of the influence on the world of the American Revolution, it was one of the turning point moments in world history. Number 1, the number 1 patriot in American history, Abigail Adams. She was, of course, the wife of founding father John Adams, and here's all you need to know. In September 1776, the United States was on the brink of defeat, which meant the execution of her husband, who was a traitor to the King of England, certain poverty for her and her children, perhaps homelessness, a life of misery. You know what she wrote at that point? We are in no ways dispirited here. We possess a spirit that will not be conquered. If all our men are drawn off and we were to be attacked, they would find a race of Amazons in America. Abigail Adams never wavered in the face of certain defeat. When they talk about the spirit of 76, they're talking about the words of Abigail Adams, the greatest patriot in American history.